This is Spoken by Elswyth, a Femdom Hypnosis podcast, Season 4. I'm calling today Running the Gauntlet. What happens when I say, who do you obey? Do thoughts just spring into that handsome head of yours automatically? How about when I tell you to flip a coin? Does that bring memories up like a bucket being drawn from a wishing well? What about when you place your ring fingers together? What if I said you must stop listening if you don't have those ring fingers together right now? Do you? Come along, last chance. Okay, if your ring fingers aren't together, then turn this off now. Close your eyes, stand up, and stay standing until I tell you otherwise. Do you know the names of my 3 maids? It doesn't matter to me if you have no desire to dress up in the appropriate uniform and flounce about pretending to dust. It doesn't matter to me if you don't care to show off your stocking tops when you reach for an ornament on that high shelf. Because it's your interest to know what gets my attention. It's in your interest to pay attention to what goes on in my head. And this is one of those threads that I can tease and pull upon, and that always unravels easily. And those maids, they happily continue existing without you. I can picture each of them so perfectly. I can tell you on any given day what they're each getting up to. I know when they've been diligent, dutiful, and I know when they've disgraced themselves too. It's what I've been pondering for a time. I've always had ideas about how to punish each of them, and I know you'll agree that each of them would need a different stick. Just like each of them is guided by a different type of carrot. I want to tell my maids about the type of punishment they'd earn, and stunning 8K resolution. Oh, but where was I? That's right. If you can name just one of my maids, just one of the 3, then you can stay. Got it? If you didn't have Pixie or Margaret or Prissy jump to the forefront of your mind, then too bad, so sad. Press stop and go get on with your day. That's what you get for not paying attention. Now, wouldn't it be nice, dear, to make it to the end of this little obstacle course that I've set for you? If you silently or out loud answered yes, darling, to that question, then you can stay. You can keep listening. And if you didn't know the answer, didn't know how to respond to wouldn't it be nice, dear, then it's time to turn off this session. Bye-bye. See you next week, perhaps. Are your eyes still closed? Are your ring fingers still pressed together? Did I tell you to open them? to relax them. All I told you to do was answer a few questions. Not a single word was uttered about how you're to hold yourself. But if you did assume that you were allowed to open your eyes or do something different with your hands, then let this be your last warning. From now, you can open your eyes or leave them closed as you like. From now, you can keep your ring fingers pressed together or not until I ask you to do something different. From now, breathe in 2, 3, 4. Hold 2, 3, 4. Out 2, 3, 4. Wait 2, 3, 4. In 2, 3, 4. Hold. You'll hear this. Out. These instructions. Wait. Continue a while. In. You know, for a few days now, I've been buried under an avalanche of messages about cuckoldry and polyamory and group sex and orgies and, well, let me tell you, I had a few messages that delved into how cuckoldry has some unpleasant, problematic associations. Hold. And each of those ended the same way, with the writer admitting that in spite of that stuff, they can still find fun in that kind of play. Wait. And I agree. Cucking doesn't have to include those misogynistic, etc., elements that you might find if you blindly stumble into that world. I certainly don't want it to. There's lots of fun ways that you and I could explore all that together, though. Wait. Or not. It's not something I'd force on someone, to be sure. But then the majority of the messages I did receive were about group hypnosis sessions. About how fun the idea of having one hypno mistress, and I suppose I'll cast myself in that role, in charge of a group of subby guys, encouraging them to do simple things like pose for me, or slowly undress, merrily kept unaware of their surroundings through hypnosis. I'm quite serious. I never would have imagined how many messages I received that suggested a femdom hypnosis workshop of some kind. Hold. And how gladly those listeners would want to attend such an event. Anyway, how's your rhythm, dear? Wait. Do you feel comfortable? You can maintain this 4-round breathing rhythm, or you can find your usual breathing pattern. Whatever is comfortable and feels good. You deserve good things, and you know where good things come from. You do, don't you? You do know where good things come from, and if not, well then that's the stumbling block that means you really do have to press stop. And what a shame. You were doing so well. Now, you really should be standing. I told you to stand. I told you to close your eyes. I told you to put your ring fingers together. And though I told you to open your eyes if you want to, though I told you to relax your hands if you wanted to, I said nothing about sitting down, laying down. If you're the lazy bones, then, oh no, sweetheart, it's time to press stop. Oh, but if you are standing, then that little chiding remark, that mild rebuke, it isn't for you. Don't feel bad, pet. You're doing so well. You're standing already, but now I want you to take the inspection pose. This shouldn't be difficult at all, but I'll give you a moment to check your form. How long is a moment anyway? 4 seconds? 3, 2, 1. Stop right there. Are your feet about shoulder width apart? Is your back straight? Are your fingers intertwined behind your head? Elbows out. If you checked off all 3 of those little boxes, then well done. You can stay. Gosh, I bet you feel proud of yourself now. Not too prideful, or we'll have to adopt the humble position instead. It's only tradition to end this sort of game with a quick-fire round, right? Because now it's time to leave, to press stop. If you can't imagine having your hands bound together tightly with a thin red cord, it's time to leave. If you can't imagine me hurting you, oh, just a little. Just, sharp fingernails on your chest, or a splatter of hot wax from a guttering candle. I'll be careful not to damage you. It's time to press stop. If you can't imagine obeying me in public, in front of my friends, or yours, or at a party with like-minded sorts who'll understand. Surely you can see that, right? But if you can't do those things, then you can go. And if you listen to this whole episode, if you ran the gauntlet and you didn't trip over a single hurdle, you can go soon. You did so well. You, dear, can have good, warm, relaxed sensations cascade over you. You deserve them. You deserve more. Good boy. It's time to press stop. Oh, and you. Yeah, I know about you. You're the one I'm still speaking to. The naughty one who was told to go to press stop once, twice, more times and disobeyed. Too curious for your own good, aren't you? You curious cat, you naughty bunny. You get corner time. It's what you deserve.